Oh, there we go. Women's wrestling with us now. Jojo McDaniel, head coach Travis Mercado, Jennesis Martinez, coach. Regional this weekend down in Texas. Just kind of give us a quick little preview of that.
Yeah, looking forward to going down to Texas this weekend. The regional championships, it's, another year, another larger regional, another 2 regions added to this year. So last year there were 6 regions. Now there's 8 regions. Top 4 qualify for the national tournament in Coralville, Iowa in 2 weekends. So really just the game plan's still the same. We're going to go out and wrestle as best as we can. We're going to put everything forward, and, the outcome is the outcome. We talked a lot yesterday. Sometimes I feel like we get counted out a little bit, even though we're consistent. And the phrase was like, why not us? Why can't you be a regional champ? Why can't you qualify for the national tournament? Why can't you be a national champion, All-American? So really just looking forward to that. Some tough competition, right? You have Fort Hays in there. They have a really strong freshman squad. They came out here early in the year, and we were able to beat them in a duel, and then had some good matchups at the individual tournament, the Maverick Open. Perennial powerhouse Simon Fraser's in our region. They're always tough. They beat us in a duel this year to win the regular season RMAC championship, and then I think we really put it to them when it came to the individual tournament, winning the RMAC individual championship. And then you have, Shriner, Adams, Texas Women's, Shadron, Minot State, Linfield, Pacific. We have some pretty solid teams within that group. William Jewell's in there as well, right? So there's some solid young ladies in that. There's a couple weights. We kind of did the seeding process this year, similar to how the men do it now, which is really exciting and made things really easy today. And like going through the lineup, like there's some weights that, the top 4 girls, like they're seeded 1, 2, 3, 4. They could finish 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's really exciting about the growth of the programs, growth of the regional, and how much like the competition has grown over the 7 years of having this program.
Yeah, for Jen and Jojo, you guys kind of are on different ends of the spectrum. Jen, this is your 5th regional now. And so what does preparation look like? You haven't wrestled as many matches this year, been a little banged up. What's preparation look like heading into the regional this weekend?
I think preparation for me is just kind of focusing on the things that I need to improve on and just getting better every single day. I think as long as I do that and I continue to grow and get better every day, I'll come in ready to wrestle some tough matches and just do my best out there.
Then Jojo, for you, your first regional this year as a freshman, talk about what you're expecting heading into this weekend.
I'm expecting some pretty good competition. I've been wrestling majority of the season, so I think I've seen majority of the people, but we've put in a lot of work throughout the entire season. So now it's just cleaning up things that we need to work on, and me personally, and just finishing strong.
And Coach, for you, who's maybe somebody that we've not talked about? Me and you talk almost daily about these sorts of things, what the lineup looks like, what 15 we're taking. Tell me about somebody that maybe we should be talking about that we don't talk about enough.
And it's hard to say that, right? All 15 girls going to the national or going to the regional championship this weekend have contributed to so much of our team's success this year. And you can look up and down the lineup, right? We've talked a lot about like our freshmen this year really coming into the room, reinvigorating the room in the sense of like bringing a lot of competition, a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, wanting to make an impact in the team. And then you have the older girls, Erica, Jennesis, Bo, Jaylene, that really kind of are the anchors of the program in the sense of like they've been here, they've seen this is the standard, this is what we're doing. Someone that probably doesn't get enough attention, like she's technically probably second in our lineup, is Brooke McCurley. She's placed at every tournament minus Moval, was a round away, 2 rounds or 1 round away from placing at Missouri Valley. And really like her only losses are to like the 2-3 people ahead of her in our region. Like she's done a phenomenal job this year. And it's like constantly reminding her, like she is the girl. Jokingly, I've been telling her it's not Brooke McCurley, it's Brooke McHurley, because she is her and she's done that and she's proven that. And we try to like, again, build that up within the program and within the individuals in the team of just kind of talking to each other. It's going to be a dogfight for every single one of these young ladies. But we're ready and we're excited and we're just going to do our best that we can and, qualify as many we can for the national tournament.
Say, Jen, like you said, been there, done that, but how do you keep this from being, oh, this is my last shot? type of thing? I mean, you've wrestled everybody in this region, I think, at some point. How do you keep that mentally under control?
I think I just focus on wrestling as something that I love to do. And I take things just one match at a time. And like I said earlier, I just focus on getting better every single day. I think there's always room to grow and there's always room to get better. And even if I'm still wrestling the same people that I've seen before, I think I can still make improvements, whether I tech them 10-0 or whether I beat them by 2 points. I think I have room to grow in pretty much every match. So I just focus on that and just focus on getting better all the time.
And the freshmen, like you said, you've wrestled pretty much everybody, but trying not to make this too big. It's another tournament is kind of the way you have to look at it. But is there somebody that you kind of see coming up probably in your bracket that's like, this is the person I really want to wrestle?
There's no one specific that I'm keeping in mind, but I'm just trying to like treat everyone the same because you never know like who could beat you, someone lower than you, somewhere higher than you. So I try not to focus too much on like the rankings or like what they've done, but what I can do. And just treat everyone like I'm going to go out there and wrestle my match to my full ability and not to worry too much because there are definitely going to be some nerves, but I'll turn that into excitement because this is my first year. I get to see what it's like. So, yeah.
Yeah. And it's the fact that the season, the way the season is set up for you guys, you wrestle the best teams out there. Does that take some of the nerves and pressure off because you have seen pretty much everybody?
I think so a little bit. I just go into every match excited, no matter who's in front of me, whether it's someone really tough or someone that I've beaten pretty easily before. I think just treating every match like I'm going to go out there and do what I love to do.
Yeah, for sure. I think seeing those tougher matches has like helped prepare us for like what we're going to see coming up in regionals and then hopefully nationals.
Yeah, and obviously you set up the schedule so nothing is a surprise to these girls, but overall they look like they're right in the right spot going into this regional.
Yeah, right. I think we're approaching this as you said it's just another tournament. It's just another opportunity to wrestle. Right? Would you say this one has a little bit more weight to it than Missouri Valley Open, the Maverick Open, national duels, even the national championship? Yeah, probably because, right, you're in the top 4, you get to wrestle one more time, right? When you get to the national tournament, like, let's just roll the dice. What's the worst going to happen? You lose a wrestling match. So, this weekend probably has a little bit more weight to it, but we haven't emphasized that. It's just another opportunity to go and wrestle. And we do set up our schedule that way, right? And I know it's difficult sometimes for us to get to, the Southeast or the East where a lot of the teams are at. And so getting to national duels and getting to see some tough competition there and matching up against tough teams, and Missouri Valley's tough. And, I've said it all year long, our region's pretty tough, right? I don't think our region gets enough credit. It doesn't. They're like, oh, well, Colorado Mesa just kind of runs through everybody. I'm like, well, Simon Fraser's always pretty good. They bring some girl from the Canadian national team who made the U17 Pan Am and won a world medal. And then all of a sudden they show up. Fort Hays did an amazing job recruiting this year, a solid group of freshmen, and they're really tough. And they had a really tough girl transfer in from McKendree, who's been a multiple-time All-American. Shriner's been a team that's kind of been right there in the mix of things. I think they finished 3rd last year in the region. They're like probably 4th or 5th in the region currently. William Jewell has some girls that are really tough. So it's like, let's give our region some credit. Like, we're not going to walk through this region tournament like I think the other 7 regions think it's going to happen. Like, there's going to be a little bit of a bloodbath for us, but we're excited about that. We're prepped for that. We're challenged. Like, our room is so tough right now. And that's what makes JoJo so good. That's what makes Jennesis so good. That's what makes any of those girls good, is how tough our room is. Like, to get out of our room, like, it was difficult picking 15 girls this year. The past couple years, like 1 through 14 was pretty easy. 15 was kind of like, well, we could go this way, that way. We're going to go this way. This year I had 20 girls and I had to cut 5 of them from this list. And that was hard. It was like, all right, Coach Gallegos and I were sitting there in the office, like splitting hairs on things, right? Well, this person beat this person's record. They placed at the same tournament together. This person did this, right? What does the region look like? Can we qualify more than one at this weight? Is this a weight that we might not qualify somebody at? How many team points are we going to score in this weight? So it's such a great thing to have that much competition within our room. And that's what's prepared us. And, ultimately, I think we're ready to go. Like, practices have been great. It's been a lot of quantity, not necessarily high intensity and grinding it out. And just reminding them that, like, it's light and fun, right? Again, kind of mentioning Brooke, like, just reminding her, like, she's the girl and she believes that, and she needs to believe that because we believe in her. I believe in the 15 girls going. I believe in all 38 girls on our roster that if any one of them were to pop in, they could get it done. And I believe that. They believe that. This team believes that. The 2 girls sitting here, their success this weekend is our team's success. Everyone that competes this weekend is our team's success. And however our team does, the individuals, right, that's our success. It's your success. It's our success. And we really believe that in this program.
Along those lines of kind of team atmosphere, it's an individual tournament. Everyone's going for their own qualification. But how important is it to kind of get a good start as a team, building the momentum from the outshoot of a tournament like this?
We've talked about this as a team, and I think we identified this really early on. Our bench energy is the key aspect to why we've done so well this year, right? And again, we have some really amazing young ladies, and I think if we didn't have good bench energy, we'd probably suffice, right? But our bench energy is huge, and we've been able to keep that rolling. And yes, it's an individual sport. Jennesis is the only one out there when she's wrestling, but she has 14 other people, give or take, that are right there having her back, supporting her, cheering her on. There's going to be 3 mats, so it's going to be a little hectic, but there'll be little pods, right? I think that's the biggest difference between like women's wrestling and men's wrestling. Like men's wrestling, it's like they're just out there. Maybe one of the other guys might be in the corner coaching them, whatnot. The guys are off doing their, like, I look like a mama duck sometimes walking around because I'm walking and here's like 4 or 5 other girls behind me to go to the next mat. And then 2 of them wander off, and then I gain 4 more ducks, and all of a sudden we just follow each other. And I think that's really been instrumental. And I think if we can get out to a hot start and have that energy high, and that's something that the girls have all mentioned as we've traveled and competed this year, was like, look at this team's energy, right? We were at RMAC and we were working out, and a couple of the girls were like, Trav, like, why does everyone look like they hate their lives right now? Like, we get to go and wrestle. Like, how fun is this going to be? And everyone has this, like, I got to make weight. I had a hard weight cut, like, look and mentality on their face. And we're like, having fun, joking around, high fives, listening to music, dancing. Like, so we just try to keep it loose, and we're going to have as much fun as we can. And, we'll win some wrestling matches while we're at it.
All right, question of the week's kind of deep, not related to wrestling at all. If you could have dinner with 3 other people, family, friends, famous people, politicians, celebrities, whoever, who would those, to form your table of 4 for dinner, who would those 3 people be?
I think in this current moment, since I come from so far away, it would be my parents and my brother, because I haven't seen them in like a while. But that's just because I'm currently like missing them, Yeah.
I'd have to say the same thing as Jojo, probably my parents and my little brother. He's actually going into his state tournament this weekend, and me and my family have been having phone calls a lot lately, so I'm missing them a lot. And yeah.
Now I feel like I have to go family. God. First one would probably be my Uncle Chuck. We'll save that one to the side for a little bit. Definitely Kobe Bryant. I just, again, in kind of an awkward table there. Uncle Chuck was a very deep heart of Texas guy, really like kind of old school cowboy. Kobe, just because of, I think, of his mentality and how he competed and wanting to pick his brain there. And the third, I don't know, probably my wife. I'll bring her. She's a pretty good, she's a hot date. So Got to bring the hot date with you, right?
Perfect. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.